What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on NIO stock.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on.
And in today's video, first of all, I will show you where we are on a price chart and how we caught this movement to the downside. And I have to say that I caught this movement basically to the tick. Let me show you my previous video. As you can see, we were right here at this point. Let me show you. We were at this very point, and I marked this range as the potential path of its price action. And I caught it basically to the tick. Then I will continue with the fundamental news that might drive the price of this company, and at the end of this video I will share my thoughts and my technical analysis, and I will show you what should we expect next. So let's start with the price chart. As I already mentioned, I made my previous video right here at this point when we hit this range of resistance of $20.12, and I've told you that because of this movement to the upside that has a 5-wave structure in it, we have to have the simple zigzag, at least a simple zigzag movement to the downside in order to unload this movement. And as you can see, we hit this range, and my main assumption was that we might see some lower price action because we have several ranges of support. First of it was this $20.12. Then we had these two exponential moving averages and the upper resistance that becomes a support of this channel, and it is a bull flag. And as you can see, we hit exactly the upper resistance of this channel, and the A wave is right here. Then we had this movement to the upside that becomes a B wave. And for now, we are at this very point in the golden pocket range, and probably we might have this as our lowest point, but we have to dig deep inside this movement in order to see the completeness of this wave. And I will show you this in my technical analysis, but for now, let's continue with the fundamental news. So, what was the reason of this movement to the downside? First of all, let me show you this article. On September 21st, we have on Yahoo Finance this article that is titled "Fed again hikes interest rates by 75 basis points in aggressive bid to fight inflation." And let me quote you this. The US Federal Reserve raised interest rates by 0.75% for the third consecutive time as the central bank continues to try to tame multi-decade highs in inflation. 375 basis point rate hikes in a row is unprecedented since the Fed explicitly started targeting the federal funds rate to conduct monetary policy in the late 80s. And definitely this news was the news that pushed the price of entire market lower. And let me add the SPY index on this price chart. As you can see, this white line represents the SPY index. Let me show you more thoroughly. So, as you can see, we have this movement to the downside, and as you can see, with this very point, SPY broke its previous swing low, and it becomes more bearish, and this range becomes, let me mark it for you, becomes a resistance, and previously it was a support, and we had two touches of this range, and it went lower. And let me show you NIO price action. As you can see, NIO behaves much better than SPY, than the general market. It didn't break its lowest point, this range of roughly $16.16, and for now we are at the golden pocket range. So technically this asset for now is much more stronger than SPY, but we have to be very cautious. And what are the reasons, the further reasons of potential movement to the downside? Let me show you this article. We are on Investor Place, and this article was published 11 hours ago, and it's titled "Why are Chinese EV stocks nearly XPEF down today?" And let me quote you just a summary. Chinese EV stocks are getting hammered today as investors price in a series of headwinds into these stocks. Geopolitical concerns due to Russia's ties to China, more potential lockdowns, and a Fed rate hike decision are dominating the discussion. From here, the market is appearing to take a cautious view of high-growth China-based stocks. And definitely, it was one of the reasons that all of the EV stocks were down basically previous day is the Russia's announcement of mobilization. And definitely, because of China's and Taiwan's crisis, We have quite similar situation, potential quite similar situation with the Chinese authorities, with the Chinese Communist Party, and that's why all of the main Chinese companies might experience some bearish pressure on their stock price, and it happens. And definitely we have to be cautious because of that, but let me show you that in general the fundamentals of NIO are not so bad. Let me show you first of all this article. We are on cnevpost.com, and this article was published on September the 20th, and it says China NEV registrations for third week September. And let me show you that NIO is on the 9th place with 1745 vehicles registered. And why this number is quite low? Let me show you this explanation. NIO was at 1745 units, which was depressed until deliveries of the ET5 began. The blogger noted the NIO ET5 has begun mass production and its first deliveries are expected to begin on September 30th. Definitely this deadline is the crucial point for NIO, because until we won't see any deliveries of ET5, and for now ET5 order book is the biggest order book in NIO, and definitely until we won't see any deliveries of this vehicle, we cannot find the NIO overall in the higher positions in this list, and that's why we have to patiently wait. And let me show you right here the next news. ET5 could be next NIO model to enter Europe after ET7, and you all know that ET7 just started its sales in the European market, and the next potential contender to be on the European market is ET5. And with the high demand from Chinese market, we can assume that we might see the same exact demand in the European market. And that's why, in my opinion, in the next couple of months, we might see huge increase in their deliveries, in their production rates, and in registrations of NIO vehicles in Europe as well. And this will push the price of NIO stocks higher. So, and let's continue with the technical analysis, but before we dive deep right here, please subscribe to my channel, hit notification bell and hit the like button. This helps me a lot. So guys, what should we expect next from the price action? Definitely we have the range of from $18.41 to $18.62 as the strongest range of support, and it is a golden pocket pattern. Statistically, the most probable range of trend reversal. On top of that, we have this price action of the top of the first wave that also might act as a support range, and we have a confluence in between these two levels. But we have a small breakout below this range, and probably we might see some lower price action, and we might hit this range of $17.95 as the next range of support. And what should you do if you want to enter the position with NIO? First of all, just do your own due diligence, and if your investment horizon is longer than 12 or 18 months, definitely you can accumulate on every daily red candle, because these prices are very lucrative for the long-term holders in NIO. But if you want to catch the next trade, let me switch to hourly time frame and let me show you the potential breakdown of this recent movement. In the C wave, we have to have 5 waves structure, and if this structure is completed, probably we might have a bounce to the upside. And I have to say, it is very difficult to assume. Probably this might be the first wave. This is the second one, 2, 3, 4, 5. This entire is the third one. We have to have some kind of movement to the upside in order to form the fourth wave, and probably one more leg to the downside that might land somewhere at the range of about $17.9 or even a bit lower. But we have to wait, because for now we have huge bearish pressure on this asset from the fundamentals from the entire market, and that's why I don't recommend you to enter your long position, your short-term long position with this asset. Just wait for more confirmation. So I think from the technical standpoint, that's it for now. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants, so you better go